I'm very grateful to my honourable friend, and he's making a fantastic speech on really, really important issues. But I wonder if I could lift his gaze globally a little bit, because the International Labour Organization estimate there are 50 million people in modern slavery today. A very large number of those are in South and Southeast Asia, involved in textiles, construction and fishing, and many of them will never leave the same brick kiln, for example, their whole lives. So does he agree with me that it is really incumbent on the UK government to challenge governments in those countries to look at what is happening, and actually to challenge businesses here to make sure that those goods don't end up in UK supply chains, and that we all have a role in that very important work?
Thank you, Mr. President. My honourable friend raises a really important factor, and in fact, there are more slaves in the world now than they were in Wilberforce's day. And it's an issue that we as Parliament is looking at particularly, to make sure that nobody in the supply chains to this Parliament is in fact a slave. But we did find a year or so ago that there was a product produced here that was in fact produced by slaves. And it's really important that we use, if you like, our soft power. And I would, if I was spending our overseas aid budget, that's where I would put a lot of the money, because I think that would real benefit for everyone involved. And yes, of course.
But would you agree with me that that story, in a sense, had a good ending? Because we went back to that business, I believe, in Malaysia. The conditions those workers are working in are now improved. So having found it, we effected real-world change for the better. And we should actually count that as a positive result. Would my friend agree?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Betts. My honourable friend is absolutely right. And one of the things we've tried to do in this House is, if we discover something like this, as he says, is we go back and correct it. We don't just say we're not going to use that. We go back and improve the situation, which is, I think, entirely the right approach.